Yo, what up? It's Aaron motherfucking Moses. And I've been listening to a lot of people and observing a lot of people and gone through some pretty interesting experiences. And there's a lot of old school mentalities and ways of thinking and habits and such that I want to speak on because a lot of people still go with life like it's the 1950s and 60s and prior to those times. And I understand that there's people who don't like to think. They don't like to be independent thinkers. They don't like to go outside of a bubble because it's lonely there. And a lot of the times, it's more room. I mean, what can be more free than being outside of a box or a bubble, being in the cosmos instead of being trapped on a fucking planet? What can be more comfortable and free and liberating than that? The population might be a little bit lower, but you never know. We have these, not we, not me, shit. All colors, all people from walks of different walks of life have the mentality that being a consumer makes you a man. That going to work and spending your money on people who didn't help you get it makes you a man. That doesn't make you a man. That makes you a consumer. That makes you a part of the trap. I'm not saying you're not a man if you do that. I'm definitely not saying that. I did it. It felt okay. It didn't make me feel more masculine. It didn't make me feel more anything. It made me feel like I was working for a white woman and a baby. Um, and I've never been one to share money, especially. We still don't share money right now. But when I lived in Oklahoma, I don't even remember how we got to the conclusion that dude came to when he suggested what he suggested. I was like, yeah, fucking, you know what? It's because we were like looking for a babysitter or something like that for Jimmy because Liz wanted to start looking for work or start working. And he was like, well, why don't you just work two jobs and she stay at home and raise the baby? No, nigga, because first of all, she's white, okay? If she was black, it wouldn't be that much fucking better. But I'm not gonna go in the world just to support anybody, especially somebody who's not my child. Okay, I don't want to fucking do that. That doesn't make you better than anybody, and it doesn't make you fucking worse than anybody if you do it. But no, the woman staying home taking care of the kids, that's not even natural. Okay, that's some shit that was created so niggas could be distracted. So pimping wouldn't take over the world and be maintained. Okay, that's not the correct way. And that just, I'm not gonna do that shit ever in life. No, I don't care how many kids we got, how young they are. Okay, you got fucking three, just however many months it takes for your hormones to level back out, and you need to, you know, get back to it. You know. Number two, this whole fucking marriage thing. What is with this? I'm thinking, I don't know. Maybe I don't think marriage is gonna go out very easily because it's such a lucrative industry. But this ring on the finger, this ring. If you vow to not have sex with a woman for the rest of your life, that does not make you loyal. That doesn't make you. That makes you. That means that you have a lot of willpower. You might not. Your confidence and your pride as a man might be somewhere other than in your body. But why would you not want to keep having sex with as many women as your body will allow you to, as fate will allow you to, for one woman? I don't know I don't know how often doctors switch hospitals or clinics. I don't know how many people, how many cars people buy in their lifetime. But something so impractical as to say, look, right now I feel this thing, these things, and I feel that your company is so enjoyable that I never want to have sex with any other woman besides you. And there's no. First of all, what if you have a high libido? Then what? You want to have sex more than 3 times a week. Eventually, that shit's gonna get sour, okay? Shit's gonna get loose. It's gonna be limits, and I mean, role playing and all that shit is gonna wear out. Role playing, BDSM, whatever the fuck it is, shit's gonna get sour, bro. It's going to get sour. And I wouldn't encourage anybody to only have sex with one fucking woman. If it's free, no. Free, if you're getting paid, go for it. But free, no. That never made sense to me. It never made sense and it never will. I think men having to propose in the first place is stupid, because trapping somebody, putting them in a little box and telling them that they can't have sex with somebody, and all the money that you make, if you make any money and you don't want to you don't want to play the game anymore, okay, well, I know you had an Xbox, but you only have one controller, and now that you have you only have one controller, and you only had 3 games, and now you got 6 games and 2 controllers. Well, fuck it. When you were at work, I was cleaning the Xbox. I was making sure nobody played the Xbox, so I get 3 games and you get 1 controller, and then, sometimes you could play the Xbox, sometimes I could play the Xbox. Wait, what? No, bitch, it's my Xbox. Why would I give you half of my accessories that I went to work for? Why would I pay you to do some shit that I could do better myself? Why would I pay you to love me? And now I don't love you anymore. Now I gotta pay you if you don't sign this imaginary paper. There's studies that show females die quicker in relationships, in men's lives. They don't lengthen or shorten. Why? Is that why we have to pay? Is that why the man has to pay the woman? Because they die quicker? Because they they wash the dishes, they do shit somebody could pay somebody to do, and they get their bills paid, and they don't know how to do anything else. They forgot how to flip a fucking burger, which they do every day. They forgot how to clean a house, and they can't work anymore, which they do every day. They got used to a lifestyle. Look, I got used to many lifestyles that are discontinued. I got used to drinking every day. Do people pay me to not do that? No. I got used to making much more money than I'm making right now selling weed. I had to stop doing that. Who gives a shit that you got used to a lavish lifestyle? You didn't work for it. It's because you washed some dishes. And maybe if it was lavish like that, you didn't do shit. So why should I pay you just for being there? I understand, okay, alimony, you're not used to working, or you don't have any qualifications, or maybe you were a fucking slave, and you actually did wash some dishes and do some fucking cool shit while the man was at home to maintain the house. Why didn't you already get paid for that? Weren't your bills paid? Didn't you have to not worry about anything? But you deserve half the money the nigga made. You earned it. That was your job. What the fuck else are you gonna do? And this whole video is not about fucking marriage. It's about these old school mentalities. That men shouldn't cry, that niggas niggas shouldn't feel depressed when bad things happen. I told my fucking manager that. She looked disgusted. She's from a third world country, so I mean, you know, a lot of third world countries, ADHD and depression and medicine doesn't exist. So for me to tell somebody ignorant of science that, hey, you know, when bad things happen, sometimes I get sad. I don't just toughen up like, oh, my car got stolen. Fuck it, I gotta walk now. I'm like, oh, my fucking car got stolen. I hate this fucking country. All these fucking poor motherfuckers stealing cars. And I go in the room and I think about bullshit. That happens. Men can feel sad, okay? We're supposed to. If you don't feel sad, then happiness means nothing. It's just fake. It's not a real thing, okay? The last thing I really want to talk about, and this is not a shot to anybody, I'm really thankful. You know, so a lot of the times I look and I'm like, if I only would have experienced this. But the fact that, you know, this emphasis on family, and I already made a very detailed, long video on this topic, but we're all fucking family, bro. If you really want to think about it, everything that was created came from God. Every person came from God, okay? The universe, the white light. We're all family. We have the same grandmother. We have the same somebody related. That cannot be accounted. That cannot be taken into account every time some decisions are made between people. It is very important. I feel like sometimes the use of family can hold you back because you're separating yourself. You're thinking of yourself as, he got his foot caught on the fucking couch. You think of yourself as separate from other people. That's what niggas do. You're not my blood. You just some nigga I just met off the street. That person is just as related to you as your fucking brother, bro. Everybody is just as related to you, and don't put your foot back in the hole, bro. He was gonna do it again, and then what was gonna happen? He was gonna get stuck again. But the person that you never met on the street that you're saying, I'm not gonna give him a cigarette, I don't even know that nigga. That person is just as related to you as your brother. Because if I cut you open, if I take all your skin off, I wouldn't be able to tell the fucking difference. We're all fucking human, okay? Everybody wants to do, I don't see color, we're all lives fucking, we're all the fucking same, bro. Your family is just a distraction for what the fuck all other lives besides yours mean. People say, I want to get my family out the hood, okay, that's good. When that's done, then what? You don't want to get the fucking neighbors you never fucking met before out the hood? You just want to get your family? You just want to do this? Yeah, your family fucking matters and whatever. I'm saying this because I didn't grow up with my family completely. 80% of my life, I didn't have a family. I knew of them, but I was across the fucking country. The next thing, you know what, I didn't even think about that, but I am going to include this. A lot of people, and I'm not even going to say names, I'm not even going to involve myself in the situation as far as story-wise, but people believe that when things go wrong in a young man's life, the only thing that is going to fix it is a man. And I could understand that, you know, because all women say, yeah, a woman can't raise a man, he's gonna be all fucked up, there's gonna be some shit that's wrong, you know, he's not gonna be a real man, whatever the fuck that means, which a real man is subjective. But nothing can fix a person's problems more than the correct guidance and knowledge. And yes, I understand that gender has a lot. He's teething. He's crying a lot. Gender has a lot to do with the knowledges that a person may receive and the knowledge that a person has to offer. But it doesn't. The gender of a mentor or the author of a fucking book can be just as devastating as not having them at all. So we got these young men when they don't have fathers in their lives, and they don't have brothers, they don't have uncles and cousins that are the same gender as them. They start to go backwards. They start to regress into ways of thinking that they never even really explored or experienced, called depression. And a man can't fucking encourage somebody to not be depressed. Only knowledge can do that. A man with the wrong knowledge, that's useless. Who gives a shit? Yes, all boys need some kind of model to mold themselves after. But at the same time, it takes effort inside of the young man. It takes knowledge. It takes the wisdom and choices. Is he going to become a young man if a whole bunch of women tell him what a whole bunch of men told them? No, because they don't understand it in the way that the man does. They can't internalize it the same way, and they can't express it with the same type of love, with the same elements that need to be present when delivering this knowledge. But a man is not going to fix all of a young man's problems, all of a little boy's problems. There's alternatives. It's not that it's alternative. It's not. The whole thing is that this little kid's wilding out. This little kid's wilding out, being self-destructive. Something has to catch his attention. The only thing that's going to catch his attention is knowledge. His knowledge is fucked up ass experiences and things that are outside of him, that are already inside of him, that need to be stimulated, that need to be awakened. It's already there. The things that are making this young man depressed and wild the fuck out are there. That's why he's feeling them. They're dormant. Like when black people get skin cancer. Black people get skin cancer because they don't get the 2 hours a day of sunlight, direct sunlight that they need. Not because they get too much sunlight. Black people get depressed a lot of the times because they have a lot of emotions. They have a lot of melanin. They have a lot of hormones and chemicals. But we're supposed to sit in unnatural environments and not pretend like we're something that we're not. People give this whole people kill people because humans were originally hunters and gatherers and all this other bullshit. That's what's making the young man depressed. Not because this nigga doesn't have somebody telling him what to do. Everybody knows what to do. You don't need a Bible. You don't need a Quran. You don't need these holy texts to tell you, oh, so I shouldn't have raped that bitch last night when she kept telling me no. Okay, she was crying. You know it's fucking wrong. You know you're not supposed to kill babies. You know you're not supposed to steal. You know when you told somebody that you did some shit and they were like, okay, it's done. I don't want to hear the rest. You know that was bad. You know you're going through these changes and you have these urges to find direction. That's what made me fucked up. Because I was like, dude, I need to do something. I don't think I can be a man. I don't think that I think I'm going to die. I felt like I was gonna die. I felt desperate. I felt like I was gonna die. I felt alone. I felt, I don't want to say angry. It was anxiety because I was taught that if you don't have a man, you don't have a father, you don't have some kind of influential black positive role model, that you're gonna die, that you're gonna go to jail and you're gonna have babies and all kind of shit that you don't know that you don't want, but you're encouraged to want because of a specific culture. And that made me anxious, and that led me, that directed me, that motivated me to make horrible fucking decisions. It didn't make me want to read books. It didn't make me want to fucking look for a mentor. It made me want to do criminal shit because of the ignorant, overthought, ridiculous calculations that I made. Maybe if I do this and I end up in this environment, no. Maybe if I hang around a whole bunch of criminals that have fathers. You know, I mean, yeah, I read that somewhere. If you don't have any positive role models, you need to find some friends that actually have dads. And then try to, you know, hang out with them. If you hang out with 10 people's dads, you know, for 10% of this, that's like having a 100% father. Which I didn't try that. I didn't do that. I did some dumb shit. And kept continuing to do ignorant stuff. But of course, that's what the body. That's not even the body. That's the fucking media. That's the media and psychologists that have an agenda doing that. But yeah, I mean, gender matters. It's not a color thing. It's not black people need to raise black young men because a white man doesn't know, you know, how to wash a black man's hair. That's not that. But leaving somebody with their own instincts and intuition and telling them to do some shit that you couldn't even do is wrong. And a lot of us do need guidance. Not us. I'm not a fucking teenager anymore. But a lot of young men need guidance. But a man is not going to solve all of this nigga's problems. This nigga might actually be chemically fucked up. This nigga might have some fucking hormone issues. This nigga just might not get enough sunlight. How is a man gonna give a nigga enough sunlight and balance his hormones? That's not gonna happen, okay? This nigga might be dyslexic and nobody knows it because he bullies somebody after school to do all his homework. A man's not gonna fix that, okay? There's so many things. This nigga might be depressed because he lives in a really fucking violent, fucked up area. And he wants to wear clothes that he can't wear. All he has is black clothes, but he likes, you know, loud colors. You know, he might be depressed because he lives in an environment where there's no diversity. He likes white girls and Latinas, but it's only black girls. A man's not going to be able to fix that. It's millions of things, it's billions of possibilities why a young man may be depressed, and a man can only solve a million of them, 10% of them. Sometimes the only way to solve a young man's problem is by making sure that he can go to college and explore the world. Everything else might just be because this nigga's a little kid. Maybe because he wants to fuck and drive Lexuses and be a boxer and do man shit. That makes a young person depressed. I'm looking around in the world like, this sucks. I answer the phone. People think I'm a little girl. People think I'm a little girl because I got these long ass braids in my fucking hair. And I can't have sex, and I know I'm supposed to be having sex, and I can't smoke cigarettes. Everybody looks like they're fucking enjoying it. I can't drink These motherfuckers drink every fucking weekend. I don't drive. I mean, does that make little kids depressed? I don't really remember. I remember I thought about that shit a lot. Like, man, I'm gonna go to college and get some white pussy. It didn't make me depressed. I don't feel. I think I was. I don't know. I've always been pretty in the clouds, head in the cloud type of little kid. But of course, I mean the things that I'm very proud of. Everybody's. This is like dream chaser fucking nation. It was like that. It's always been. You know, this is America. But everybody is waking up and investing in themselves and investing in artistic, creative businesses, which is amazing. Nobody's telling people they need to not try to be a singer or a rapper or a painter or whatever they want to be. That's amazing. The whole family thing, I made a video about that, and I don't want to encourage anybody to dump their family, because sometimes it's just a crutch and it could keep you at levels that you don't want to be. I'm not going to say that because that's not true for all people's families. A lot of people, I see that they really don't know how to make choices, mistakes, decisions. They look at other people. They look at other people to make choices, and they're just lost. And they know they do everything, and their success means nothing because they are not successful at thinking for themselves. I would much rather have this than the life that I was designing for myself in previous lifetimes or past lives. And shit, for what I fucking look at and what I want when I see other people, I would rather be able to think for myself and have the luxury of being able to make a mistake without people forcing me to do some shit. That's horrible. That's horrible. And I have been in that situation. It felt like it was not my choice. It wasn't my decision to make choices because I didn't know the possible outcome. I didn't like that. People telling me that they're not going to allow me to do some shit, and I was 21-ish, older than that. I was 21. Nah, that's not good. You need to be able to make your own mistakes, even if that means death. I'm very serious about that. That's it, man. That is definitely it. That was a very mellow, laid-back video, and I felt like I was gonna enter that video with more energy, but no. All right, man. It's AaroniMoses. Hopefully, you learned something. Hopefully, you are not gonna marry some bummy ass bitch that's gonna stay home and not teach your children how to read. That's gonna not cook for you sometimes, because